Imagine a very quiet afternoon in a garden. The wind is barely moving the leaves. Everything is in its place. There is a sense of stillness. This is where we begin our look at a misunderstood topic. There is a simple desire to understand what it means to be financially free. Many people imagine this state is full of constant movement. They see images of fast cars or loud events. They look for a life that is always changing. It is common to want clarity on how these resources are actually managed. However, a soft confusion often exists. People often think that managing resources must be exciting to be effective. They look for new things to happen every day. But in a mathematical system, excitement is often another word for uncertainty. If a system is unpredictable, it is difficult to rely on it. Intellectual clarity comes when we realize that stability is quiet. The main idea of financial freedom is actually quite plain. It is the state where a repetitive process provides for a person's needs. It is a system that does the same thing over and over. This lack of surprise is what makes the system work. It removes the need for high-risk activity or sudden decisions. To understand this, we can look at an everyday analogy. Think of a well-maintained clock hanging on a wall. The clock has one job to do. It must move the second hand at a very specific speed. You do not check the clock hoping for a surprise. You do not want it to move faster today because it feels energetic. You do not want it to stop for a rest. A good clock is boring. It is the same every second. It is the same every hour. Because it is boring, you can trust it to tell you the time. A stable financial system functions in the same way. It is a collection of parts working together to produce a steady result. If the system is always creating new problems or requiring new actions, it is not yet stable. True freedom is often the absence of these active problems. We can look at the scale of this with a simple math example. Imagine a person has calculated their life. They have determined they need 1,000 units of currency every month. This covers their home, their food, and their needs. Now, imagine they have a system that produces exactly 1,000 units every single month. Every month, the 1,000 units arrive. Every month, the 1,000 units are used. The math is simple, and it is the same every time. There is no mystery. There is no sudden change. The situation is perfectly boring. But because it is boring, the person does not have to spend their day worrying about the numbers. The balance is level. This leads us to an important educational takeaway. In a functioning system, consistency is the primary factor. When resources are managed well, they follow a predictable path. This predictability is what allows a person to turn their attention elsewhere. The system moves into the background of life. It becomes like the air we breathe or the floor beneath our feet. We do not notice the floor until it breaks. A good floor is one you never have to think about. Acceptance of this reality brings a sense of calm. One can stop looking for the next big event or the next sudden change. They can understand that a flat line on a chart can be a sign of great strength. It means the foundation is solid. It means the rules of the system are being followed. When a system is stable, the person is no longer required to intervene. The work has been replaced by a routine. The routine produces the result sustains the life. This is the quiet logic of a balanced mathematical state. Understanding this helps us see wealth in a different light. It is not a series of loud victories. It is a quiet, ongoing process. It is a machine that hums softly in a corner and never changes its tune. This boring nature is not a flaw. It is the goal. We can observe that the most reliable structures in our world are the ones that change the least. The mountains do not move. The stars follow the same paths. A stable financial life follows this same natural law of order and repetition. By looking at the math and the analogies, the confusion begins to fade. we see that seeking excitement in a system is seeking a lack of control. Seeking boredom in a system is seeking a state of peace. The clarity comes from knowing exactly what will happen next. This is the study of how systems reach a state of rest. It is about the relationship between predictability and freedom. When the numbers are quiet, the mind can be quiet as well. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.